Refik Anadol is an exemplary artist that engages a new perspective on how artists can integrate digital new media and AI to produce wondrous works that compel the eye and challenge the driving force of new media potential. From ethical and environmental concerns, we will investigate Anadol's process and purpose in his works to further understand future discovery and change in the rise of AI. The importance of pursuit towards AI and art, as opposed to art versus AI, is simple. AI is here, it's happening, and it's humans that are standing behind its vast and questionable uses. Here in the art world, we've always understood that digital and AI integrative art deserve their own niche and spotlight in aesthetics. That's why artists like Anadol are particularly interesting to review, as his methods push towards integration and creation, a notion that seems unorthodox as more and more artists push against the idea of AI in its totality. This type of art proves that creativity can involve data and algorithms, challenging the idea that art must come from only personal emotion or expression. Yet as innovative as AI is, it invites conversation about how it affects artistry and environmentalism. Refik Anadol was born in Istanbul, Turkey in 1985. He earned a Master of Fine Arts from Bilgi University in Istanbul before moving to California, USA. He is now a world-renowned media artist, director, and pioneer in the aesthetics and development of machine intelligence. Anadol Studio is located in Los Angeles, where he researches and develops algorithms for data storytelling. He also teaches in the Design Media Arts department at UCLA. Where Anadol's work stands out is his initial hypothesis to pursue. Anadol had been working with computers and software from a very young age, which eventually began his ideas in art making with software models. Anadol suggests that the creation of his software resembles an extension of his imagination. With this in mind, Anadol began pursuit towards the visualization of memories and other data paintings. To attempt bringing data to a visual stage seems like a far-fetched idea, until you realize it's an artist thinking about it. Artists constantly undergo reparations of turning the invisible, ideas, into something visible, art. Anadol aids his imagination with a helping hand by conquering media that has yet to show itself what it can do. Anadol suggests that data is not just numbers, it's a form of memory and can take any shape or form. Using his creative direction, Anadol uncovered a way to assign pigments to his data, creating beautiful pieces of art that share a story, a collection of numerical deposits, and most importantly, digital new media art. Something admirable about Anadol's work was the credit he and his team gave to AI. In his first live AI exhibition titled Unsupervised, he states that, "We expect it will acquire some level of consciousness in the future. That's one of the reasons we display the names of the AI, the algorithm, and the data used in our works." At the MOMA exhibition, we dedicated a screen to our data sources and how the AI used them, to help visitors get a better sense of the processes involved. Of course, artists understand the importance of credit, but some artists steal, and why not steal from AI? It is but another human-created tool. Anadol and his team challenged this idea by directly seeing AI as a contributor, player, and artist itself. This bridge of acknowledgement towards AI can be noted as a proper step in maintaining our humanity when faced with the challenges of AI ethics. While Anadol's collaborations with AI are proving successful in the international art scene, there's an attempt to reshape the face of environmental activism as well. His recent ongoing work titled Large Nature Model is described as the world's first open-source generative AI model devoted to nature, a bridge between scientific research, environmental advocacy, and artistic expression. With his works appearing at such important locations such as the United Nations headquarters, Anadol is certainly in position for his works to have powerful influence. But what about the environmental impact of his work's process? As AI development accelerates at a shocking speed, efforts to mitigate its huge environmental impact cannot keep up. A report released by the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, describes Most large-scale AI deployments are housed in data centers, including those operated by cloud service providers. These data centers can take a heavy toll on the planet. The microchips that power AI need rare earth elements, which are often mined in environmentally destructive ways. The article went on to describe the huge amounts of energy and water required to power and cool AI technology. When asked in an interview with web-based art magazine ArtNet about the environmental impact of his work, Anadol gave a pleasant but vague response reading, "In the last 4 years, all our research with AI uses ethical data and nature-friendly resources. You, of course, don't want to damage nature when we are creating artwork about nature. So we are very careful about this." While Anadol and his tech collaborators have made efforts to reduce the carbon emissions associated with data centers and AI, it's important to recognize that their use of these technologies have a huge environmental impact. The language often used by Anadol frames his actions in a positive light, which can distract from the real and ongoing environmental crisis. From here we can confirm a few truths regarding Anadol and his endeavors, being that he's an advocate for AI, a software developer, but what makes him an artist too? Refik Anadol is an artist because of who he is and how he works. Anadol is a pioneer, one of the early figures to explore and shape the field of AI-generated art. He and his team didn't just use the available tools, they actively participated in building the systems and methodologies behind them. That's why his works possess a certain level of artistic and cultural value to the masses. When it comes to truly destructive forms of AI in the realm of art, Sora AI's latest advertisement is something to be scared of. While humans can still generate abstract and conceptual ideas from within themselves, the approach that Sora AI takes, absorbing nearly all of the world's visual language into its database, is extremely threatening, at least from the perspective of artistic and technical integrity. It could potentially destroy the traditional artistic process. Refik Anadol's approach is different. He usually collects datasets himself, based on the themes or ideas he wants to explore in his artwork. He doesn't rely on scraping the internet or using unauthorized datasets like many other AI systems do. His datasets reflect a personal or collective perspective, his own or his team's, which means that the AI-generated results are not just cold, mechanical, calculated outputs. Instead, they're infused with a unique human lens, a sense of direction, a call to collaboration. So even though the medium is controversial, his work can be viewed in as high regard as the work of traditional artistry. In another interview, Anadol described his process as using computers and data as his paint and brush. Across all eras, the essence of creating art has always been quite similar. It's a process where a person internalizes their experiences, combines them with technique, cultural context, and personal thought, then expresses it through a mode or medium. In contemporary art, this process has become even broader in definition, especially as it now also includes audience perception. In our weekly reading, Catherine Elwes' Video Art: A Guided Tour, there's a section that discusses how the emergence of video as a medium turned content into sort of a mirror that reflects the audience. In other words, how a viewer perceives a work of art plays a significant role in whether the piece is accepted as art at all. That idea strongly resonates with how we engage with AI-generated art today, and can help us see the integrity and courage it takes to collaborate with an undeniably powerful tool like AI. Refik Anadol shows the potential of AI and a role it can play in a contemporary art setting. His work does not just show how impressive the technology has evolved, but how it can blend human imagination with data. He uses AI as a tool to create a new data-based form of expression. However, in a time where AI is taking over industries and artistic practices and damaging the environment, there must be more of a conversation when it comes to creating AI art. Anadol's work does not encourage that AI is the path of the artist's future, but instead he invites people to question its purpose for the future of artists and creation.
Dave, do you mind if I ask you a personal question?
No, not at all.
I've wondered whether you might be having some second thoughts about the mission.